Jump Rope for Heart. And most of you guys already know what this is all about.
Teacher, thanks for your help. The test was successful. Thank you.
So we're going to talk today about Jump Rope for Heart, about what the importance is, and what raising money does, and about our event, and all the fun stuff that's going to happen there. So please give your full attention. No talking when teachers are talking, when adults are talking. Remember always, if you have a question, raise your hand. And now I want to introduce you to Mr. Mark Owens from the American Heart Association. Everybody please give him a hand.
Thank you, Coach. Good morning. No. Good morning. Very good. My name is Mr. Mark, and I work with the American Heart Association, and I am really excited to be here today to help you kick off your Jump Rope for Heart. Now raise your hand if you remember Jump Rope for Heart from last year. Awesome. Put your hands down. Raise your hand if you had a lot of fun with Jump Rope for Heart last year. Awesome. Put your hands back down. Your Jump Rope for Heart Day this year is February 10th. Say February 10th. Very good. February 10th is your Jump Rope for Heart Day. Now, there are 3 reasons why we do Jump Rope for Heart. Raise your hand if you can tell me one of the reasons why. And in the very back in the red.
But I gotta be careful about getting kids.
So, one of the reasons why we do Jump Rope for Heart, and you probably remember the puppies from last year, one of the reasons why we do Jump Rope for Heart is to help our own hearts stay strong. So every day, little babies are born like you guys, and most of them have happy, strong hearts. But sometimes babies aren't so lucky. Sometimes their heart is sick. Sometimes their veins, their arteries aren't connected to their heart the right way. Sometimes the blood doesn't flow in the right direction. Sometimes their heart just doesn't beat strong enough. And there are a lot of different reasons why a heart can be sick. But what we do at the American Heart Association is find new ways to help these babies with sick hearts. But it's not just babies. Sometimes it can be moms or dads or aunts and uncles or grandmas and grandpas. And over time, if they didn't take good care of their hearts can get sick. Maybe they didn't eat the right foods. They ate too many fatty foods and too many sugary drinks. And over time, their heart got sick. Sometimes people do everything right. They exercise, they eat the right foods, they do everything right. And sometimes their heart might get sick too. So what we do at the American Heart Association is find new ways to help people with sick hearts. So that's one of the reasons why. What's another reason why we do Jump Rope for Heart? And you right here. Can I help you with one? Another reason why we do Jump Rope for Heart is to help our own hearts stay strong. So your heart is the most important muscle in your body. It's about the size of your fist. And it pumps blood through over 60,000 miles of blood vessels in your body. That's how amazing your bodies are. 60,000 miles of blood vessels. Guys, if you took all the blood vessels out of your body and stretched them out in a straight line, it would wrap around the earth 4 times. That's how amazing your bodies are. And your heart, that's the one muscle that pushes blood all the way through all 60,000 miles of it. So we have to teach you how to take really good care of your heart. So to help your own heart, to help others with sick hearts, and the last reason I'm just going to tell you, is to have a lot of fun. Coach Schaefer and I have been working hard all through the fall to talk about how to make sure you guys have an awesome Jump Rope for Heart. So you're going to get to have a lot of fun doing this. Now I want to teach you about your own heart. Everybody put your fists in the air. Now beat your hearts with me just like this. Now whether or not you're thinking about it, your brain is telling your heart to beat right now, just while you're sitting here, and it's beating at about 60 times a minute. Now over the course of the whole day, that's over 100,000 times a day. That's how many times your heart has to beat today. Can you imagine doing 100,000 push-ups in a day? Wow, that's a lot, right? I want you to visualize this. Put your fists up in the air, put your hearts up. Now pump your hearts with me as fast as you can. And your heart doesn't kind of pump slow, it pumps fast. Pump it like this. Pump it, pump it, pump it. Now don't hit the people around you. Be careful. Pump it fast. Some of you aren't pumping. Pump it. Maybe it's on the playground. Maybe you're running on the track. Maybe it's football. Keep pumping. Maybe you're playing football or soccer or baseball. Whatever you do that gets your heart pumping. Pump it, pump it, pump it. Woo. Now really fast. Really, really, really fast. Are your arms getting tired? Woo, my arms getting tired. On the count of 3, switch arms. Switch hearts. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Switch. Stop. You guys can't switch hearts. You only have one. You only have one heart. Raise your hand if your arm is tired right now. And put your hands back down and listen. Just like your arm feels, there are people with sick hearts, and their heart feels tired like that all the time. I don't want your heart to feel tired. I want your heart to be really strong. So when you're 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100 years old, that one heart that you have for your whole life is really, really strong. So I have some special volunteers. Special volunteers, can you guys come up? You know who you are. I've already got you guys set up. So raise your hand if you were able to raise money to raise a donation last year for Jump Rope for Heart. Guys, that's awesome. Put your hands back down. If you didn't, that's okay. You'll have a chance to do it this year. But whether you raised a penny, maybe it's $1, maybe it's a whole lot more. Whatever you are able to raise to help people with sick hearts makes you a big heart hero. And I'm going to show you how your donations got to help those with sick hearts. I'm going to scooch in with you guys right here. Good? All right. So here's how your donations get to help somebody with a sick heart. So let's pretend this is any one of you. You're a student going home today, okay? Can you hold up your donation envelope right here? Hold it up high for everyone to see. There you go. I'll help you. Get a little higher. This is a donation envelope that's going home with you today. So we want you to go home and talk to your mom and dad or whoever it is that takes care of you at home about what you're learning to help your own heart stay strong and to help others with sick hearts. So then maybe you talk to your parents and they say, yup, we know someone that's had a heart attack. And they say, we need to donate some money to the American Heart Association to help them because they help our loved ones. So then this donation envelope opens up like this. And you can put your donation inside. Maybe they donated $5 to you, and that would be awesome. And you can write down who that donation came from so you can keep track of all the donations you raise. Now, no money comes back to the school before February 10th. All of your donations stay in this envelope, and on February 10th, you bring this back into your teacher, okay? So here's the student. Let's imagine it's February 10th, and your donation envelopes come back in. So hand it to Coach Schaefer right here. Say hi, Coach Schaefer.
Hi.
There you go, they look just alike. This is Coach Schaefer right here, and she takes all the donation envelopes. Go ahead and hand that over. There you go. Now, Coach Schaefer then gets all the donations, which is awesome. And she does a lot of work for that. And then she takes all the donation and gives them to the American Heart Association. And now we have all of your donations. So then we find the best scientists in the world. We find the best scientists in the world like this guy. And then we give them all of your donations. And guess what they do? They find new surgeries and new medicines to help people with sick hearts. So let's pretend this is the brand new medicine that your donations helped create. So then the scientists and the American Heart Association help to give these surgeries and these new medicines to doctors all over the world. So hand the medicine over to your doctor right here. There we go. Now doctors all over the world have this new way of helping people with sick hearts. And then we have a patient come. Maybe it's one of you guys. Maybe it's a mom or a dad or an aunt or an uncle or a grandma or a grandpa, and they have a sick heart. But because you guys raised the donation, they now have a special medicine that they can get from their doctor. Can you hand the medicine over to your patient there? And so that's how your donation, no matter how small or big, makes a big help in the world about helping people with sick hearts. Give your friends a round of applause. Thank you. So now I want to introduce you to a heart survivor named Michael and his sister, and he's going to tell you about his special heart, all right? Here we go.
daughter and a son. And my son was born with, they call it a catastrophic congenital heart defect.
I had a blah blah blah. I don't know what it's called. I'm like a BK blah 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 dong.
And then he also had 3 holes in his heart.
He had transverse great artery, hypoplastic aortic arch, 2 ASDs, 1 VSD, and pulmonary valve stenosis. What she said.
He needed open heart surgery right away, within a few days to live. He is definitely a direct recipient of heart research. And I'm just so thankful. I'm so thankful for all that research, because I know he wouldn't be with us.
When your brother's really sick, it's kind of hard because you can't do anything about it, but if you give money to the American Heart Association, the American Heart Association will take the money and research how to cure people's hearts.
And it's concrete. It is something you can do to help. And Grace has embraced that. She's done bake sales for it in our front yard. She does the jump rope for heart. And she always says that, Mom, I'm just saving another baby. I think he thinks he's just a normal kid. He has got so much energy. He runs around. He loves life. He plays soccer. His cardiologist called him a superhero. And that just clicked for Michael. And so he started calling himself Super Mike. He just loved all the superhero stuff. And I think that he just takes it in stride.
I'm okay, and it's mostly based on the American Heart Association that I'm still alive.
So you got to meet Michael, and he's a heart survivor, and he has to go to the doctor every few months to make sure his heart is strong. But he's supposed to live a long, happy, healthy life because of heart heroes like you guys. So for all of you that were able to raise donations last year and help kids like Michael, man, how awesome is that? And thank you for all the hard work you're doing. Now, it's important for you to know that your teacher, Coach Schaefer, has got the loudest roar for heart health. And when you're in your classes, learning the Zoo Crew and learning their special messages, she's going to be able to talk to you about why Jump Rope for Heart is especially important for her. And I want to ask a couple of questions of you guys while I'm in here. And some of you are going to want to raise your hand just to raise your hand. Don't do that. Don't raise your hand just to raise it. Listen to my questions, okay? And teachers, adults in the room, if you can do this with me too. I'm going to ask questions, and as I ask them, you're going to put your hands up if the answer is yes, okay? Here we go. Raise your hand if you think you know somebody that has had a sick heart. Okay, keep it up. No hands go down, only more hands up. Raise your hand with us if you think you know someone that has heart or cardiovascular disease. You might not know what that is. No hands down, only more hands up. Raise your hand with us if you know someone that has had a heart attack. Raise your hand with us if you know someone that has high blood pressure. No hands down, only more hands are going to go up. Once it goes up, it stays up. High cholesterol, if you've heard those words before. Stroke, diabetes. So guys, this is why we do Jump Rope for Heart. Everybody has that special person in their heart that they're raising their hand for. All right, put your hands back down. It's important for you to see how all of you are connected to this. For me, it's my own mom. My mom is a heart survivor. So is my grandma. My grandma's had 2 heart attacks, but because of special surgeries and medicine from the American Heart Association, she's able to be here today. So I say thank you to you guys. Now, raise your hand if you remember the puppies from last year. Ah, very good, very good. Put your hands back down. This year, we have the Zoo Crew. And you might have seen my friends right back here. I want to introduce you guys to the Zoo Crew because they're going to teach you about how to keep your heart healthy and strong. So here we go.
Our animal friends have traveled from exotic habitats across the globe. They are caring, strong, and courageous. Most of all, they're pumped to tell you about the importance of living heart healthy. Let's meet the Zoo Crew. All the way from the dunes of